This past month consisted of us becoming familiar with Photoshop, Nuke, and Unity, as we'll be using them throughout the course, as well as learning to use the elements and principles of art and design into our work. With Photoshop, I had not used it before, and it was difficult to use at first, but easy to pick up with practice. The interface is helpful as you can move it around as you want, although I like to keep it here. It's nice to be able to just slide through things. It makes it a lot easier to go through. The brushes are a lot of fun, getting to mess with the different types of brushes that are here, as well as creating your own brushes are fun. Photoshop layers are helpful as well. And grouping layers is somewhat tedious, but helpful in the long run so that you have all your layers in one place. I have not used filters. I do like the filters, but I have not used them yet, which I should be soon. Nuke was definitely something that was a little more difficult to pick up for me. I was and am still a little confused with as to how everything kind of works still. But that's because we haven't gotten it like fully into it yet. We're just becoming familiar, and I think as I guess learn or use Nuke more, I'll understand what it actually does. There we go. Unity was something that I really enjoyed. It's cool to be able to input our own artwork in here and kind of see it move, and to be able to kind of move around in the space here and to kind of just see everything, be able to zoom in and out, look around, and see our art there. They're very different from each other in compared to Photoshop, but there are different ways to do certain things, and they have many different little things to click from and different little aspects of them that make them kind of the same. Learning the principles of art and design are helpful, the elements as well, because they will help us with the animation pipeline as when we graduate and we are off into our own jobs, whether that's being freelance or working in like a studio of some sort. We'll have these to our advantage as we've already picked them up here, so we could easily apply them to our work, such as using form to create depth in a scene, which will help us creating like games or something in a movie if we're doing like 3D. The environment design process was fun. Getting to know our space, such as the perspective type assignments that we had done to understand how a scene fits, as well as creating our own boards as references for our environments, as well as color palettes that helped us understand environment, line, and form. I think the most challenging project for me was the parchment project. Yeah, that one was a lot more difficult to grasp. I didn't understand exactly most of what I was doing. Not exactly. Did to an extent. But I was not able to make it look more realistic. Um, I'm most proud of this. Was probably one of the line and form projects that we had done. We were shading. We learned how to create 3D kind of renders of what this form project was, which was in practicing perspective as well, and then turning them into kind of 3D shapes, creating them solid and shading them towards a specific lighting. And I think this assignment was really fun because I got to use like the gradient tools, we got to use like the lasso tools, we got to mess with different brushes when it came to shading the cylinder. And I think overall it turned out pretty great. Yeah. So these assignments were, not to say a challenge, but definitely interesting and fun to mess around with, fun to explore, and I really enjoyed this month's course.